Zack Horwitz, an actor who performs under the stage name Zack Avery, was arrested in Los Angeles this week on charges that he ran a Ponzi scheme that defrauded investors out of $227 million, according to an affidavit. 34 years old, he was accused of fabricating emails about fake film distributions in order to stave off demand for payments to investors, according to a criminal complaint filed Monday in the United States District Court. So, we have yet another big case on Ponzi schemes. Joining us to delve deeper into this is Favour Ogunniranye, analyst at financial derivatives company Limited. Favour, what exactly happened here? What delve into why this man was arrested and what he did?
Okay, so Zack Avery raised funds for investors for his company called 1in Capital, and those funds were meant to pay for rights to distribute films. And instead of doing that, to attract those investors, he went ahead to even fabricate documents and emails claiming that he has partnerships with HBO and Netflix. And HBO and Netflix are well-known entertainment companies, so that was quite interesting from the investment perspective. And that's why people, invested in the company. But instead of actually paying, and he promised them about 40% returns.
Okay.
But instead of paying those returns from business operations, he was actually using investors' funds to pay payments that were due instead of. So, it's a Ponzi scheme. It was eventually going to fail
at some point
because it's not sustainable, really.
What? Why do people keep falling for Ponzi schemes?
One would be greed.
Greed.
Because people are desperate to accumulate wealth. They are desperate to get more cash, and then they forget other glaring and apparent red flags, and they don't even weigh their cost to the benefit. So they just go ahead to, I want to accumulate wealth. They go ahead to venture into risky investments.
Yeah.
And we also have ignorance because people, in the sense that people who are not aware of what's happening around them
in the markets, right?
Yes. Yep. So they don't have a benchmark to compare the investment to what's happening. And there's this saying that knowledge is power, which is still very, very important right now. So if I'm knowledgeable about something, it would be hard for someone to swindle me.
Right.
So I guess greed and ignorance is one of the factors that within the Nigeria, and he's facing what, 20 years if he gets convicted, and how old is he? He's 34, so he'll be 54 and he gets out if he's convicted. But what about the Nigerian economy? Does that play into people here? Because we've had MMMs and all these other Ponzi schemes here. What about the factors here? Is it still the same ignorance, greed, and so on and so forth? Yes, we still have ignorance and greed, but another would be the economic situation of Nigeria. So Nigeria, we have inflation rates which are high. We have unemployment rates which are high. We also have there's no security for job. There's no job security. So people are desperate to, how can I make more money?
Right.
How can I get more cash, really? And so they are still vulnerable to these Ponzi schemes because of the economic situation.
We'll have to see what happens with his court case and whether or not he gets convicted. Favour Ogunniranye, analyst at financial derivatives company Limited. Thank you so much for taking us through the latest Ponzi scheme. Probably there'll be more news. We'll probably have you back to talk about that as well.